Hey, what's up? It's Mike from ThatWoodenFlag, coming to you with a tutorial on how I did my AR-15 flag. Let's get started. So if you've been following my videos, thank you. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Be notified when I post more videos. So I use Easel Pro, which means I pay monthly for it. And today we're doing the AR-15 flag. So I got Easel open. I have my workpiece set at 11 1/4 by 22 inches. If you're new to Easel, you just click that and you can change the dimensions. You also want to name your piece, so since I'm doing a video tutorial, I just named it YouTube video. This one's pretty simple. So I like to share the wealth and purchase things from Etsy. So you figure, especially right now, the time we're in, some people are struggling. But if you go to Etsy, this person's site, Patriot Design LLC, has a ton of phenomenal SVG files in there. So I bought a few things from them. So I figured, hey, if I can spend a few bucks, give them some sales, it'll help them, and then it can also help me as well. So, I mean, I easily could have designed this one up, but to save time, I think the file cost like $3 or $4, something like that. So, again, Patriot Design LLC on Etsy is where I found the SVG that we're about to see. So, if you go down here to the little door with the arrow, that's the import button. Click that, and it's an SVG, so we're going to click SVG. And it was on my desktop, so I'm going to go ahead and open that. Excuse me. And I'm going to tell it to scale down the fit. So you can see it's much smaller than the workpiece I had set, which is okay. But we're going to leave the bottom left corner because that's our 0 spot. We're going to leave that where it is. And then we're going to grab this piece. We're going to bring it up to where our stars are just about at the top. Like that. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to click the outer border and get rid of that because we don't need it. Now, I could stretch out these stripes a little bit, but if you notice when I do that, it pulls away from the stars. So I'm going to go ahead and undo the resize. And what we're going to do is we're going to highlight the whole thing. We're going to center it to the material. Actually, now we're going to go back. And we're going to leave this. Highlight all this stuff. I'm going to hold shift and get all these pieces that I wasn't able to get the first time that I drug down. I'm going to stretch that out just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to highlight the whole thing. I'm going to center it to my material. Now I want my stars. I'll get to that in a minute. So if you've seen any of my other videos, after I get my piece to where I like it, I go down and I make a duplicate. You can't see it in the video, but at the very bottom, There's a spot. Let's see if I can, no, that's all right. So I have a duplicate made, and for this one, I'm going to get rid of the stars. Get rid of all them stars. Because we're not going to carve it in one carving. If we did, it would take us forever. Let's get rid of all these stars. Hold shift in and click multiple items. Alright, so I got one file that's got no stars. And in this file, we're going to get rid of all the other stuff. Now, if you're new to CNC, you might be asking, why'd you make a duplicate? The reason I made a duplicate is you want your artwork to be in the same exact spot on both files, because I'm going to carve the stars with a V-bit, and I'm going to carve the stuff with a 1/8 bit. Alright, so I'm going to highlight all this. I usually only carve my stripes to like around 0.07. And then the stars, I usually do stars just a little bit over 1/8 of an inch. And since it's a smaller flag, I mean, I could use a 90 degree, but I like to use the 60 degree on the smaller stuff. And this one's a 1/8 bit. I can pump this up. I usually do like 60 on the feed rate. Change the plunge rate to 20. And I'm going to do it at 0.035, so it'll do 2 passes. So let me just make it 0.07. If not, I've seen the machine carve very odd a few times if you don't get your mathematics set up perfectly. The stars are good. So now we're going to go ahead and generate the G-code. So a lot of times for this, I'll change the name of it to, AR-15 flag stars. And then for this one, I'll do AR-15 stripes. This way I know when I open up my G-code on the UGS program, which is which. So, I mean, that's it. I mean, I've been recording for 8 minutes on this side, and I'm already ready to load it in the machine after I generate the G-code. So if you're, again, if you're new to easel and stuff like that, you click the word machine, go to advanced. That's where you would generate your G-code. And after we generate it, see, it'll give us our tool paths over here. It says it'll take about an hour. Usually what I do when it starts carving, since I'm only carving pine on this, it cuts through pretty well. So what I'll do is I'll adjust the overrides and UGS, and sometimes I'll double the speed, so I might get this to cut out in 30 minutes or so. And then the stars, I didn't play with the cut settings on that, so stars I usually do, I'll set it at 40, and I'll leave the pass depth the same. We'll generate G-code on that. I already have these saved, so I'm not actually going to save them. It'll take about 30 minutes to do the stars, and if it's cutting good, I can speed it up. But what you would do then is hit export G-code and then save it to your machine. I like to use OneDrive because I do designs on a different machine, I'll save them to OneDrive, and then I have OneDrive set up on my laptop next to my CNC. I just find it to be easier. Plus I can do designs on the go. Alright, so thanks for watching the design side of it, and I'm going to put some video in of the CNC cutting this out, and yeah, and I think I have some other videos in here on this flag. I might have some of me burning it and stuff like that, but yeah, let's go over to the CNC, and thanks for watching.